Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to everybody. Welcome to our audience. It's been a while. We had a break with all the festive season, and I hope that you managed to have a great time with your family and the people that you love. So, we are back for the Greatness Engineering Hour show. Today, we're going to Finland. So, very interesting. We're going to have a very interesting discussion on pain. And I'm bringing you two experts on the subject and how we're gonna we're gonna touch on different subjects, not only the pain management but also how pain has become a global healthcare problem and how innovation and digitalization is coming with some solution to manage pain. So I'm not gonna stay long. I'm gonna bring the expert. Today I have two guests. I have Titta Kote. She's the marketing manager of the company that is going to be presented today. The company is called Kipuwex. So we'll get to learn a little bit more about them. And then we have the managing director as well with us. And I know that it's going to be exciting. All of us, I think, at some point have experienced pain. So it's going to be a great opportunity to understand a little bit what pain is about, how we can measure it, and how we can manage it, and be comfortable and be really confident that that's something that we can manage. So don't go anywhere. We're gonna start the conversation. And let us know where you're watching from. Let us know if you have a question. Let us know if you have a comment to make. Tune in, participate. If you have the opportunity to watch, just don't watch the thing. And I hope that at the end of the episode you get something that you can share in your network. And if you really want to bring the conversation to the next level, continue this conversation with our guests. So we starting, and please, as I always say, take notes, have your pen, have your paper, because there's going to be a lot of information shared today. So let's go and let's bring Titta and Marko to the show.
Is it all right? Okay, let's get started right into it. And that is the power of labels, right?
On memories, but as I got older, I started to be more aware of some of the abusive sides of.
So welcome to the Greatness Engineering Hour show. Welcome, Titta. Welcome, Marko. It's a pleasure to have you with us today, all the way from Finland. And you are the first guest for 2021. So welcome. And please, I know Titta has people probably know you a little bit. I have people in my audience who know you, but I still want to ask you to introduce yourself, and then we'll get to Marko as well and start this exciting conversation about what you're doing, pain management, and how you're trying to bring solution and innovation to this problem. So Titta, it's up to you.
Thank you so much, Mireille, and it's a big honor to be today on the show with Marko. We were looking forward to this so much, and I'm marketing manager for Kipuwex, and really happy to work under Kipuwex as pain management is really issue for my life, and I think the pain management is like a lifelong learning actually, and a very important issue which I have been talking also in the UN events through profile, and also been able to express myself as an author.
So fantastic, and I'm really looking forward to know a little bit more, because as I age, I have pains, that I can't really explain. So it's gonna be a good learning experience for me as well. So Marko, please, let us know who you are, and anything that that is important for the audience to know at this stage.
Okay, yes. Thank you, Mireille, for this opportunity. I really appreciate this, that we as a small company from Finland got this opportunity. So this is really much appreciated by me. Couple of words about myself. I've been working more than 20 years in leading edge technologies. For a long time, I was working with mega big companies, 15 years with Nokia, almost around the world. Studied in Finland. Then I was 5 years in Denmark, 3 years in UK, and also I spent 2 years in India. So altogether, I was working 15 years for Nokia in different kind of roles, from originally from software development, then moving on to project management, then financial part of the business, also took care of suppliers, and also I was building a Bangalore site from scratch. Then I was 3 years with Japanese-based company Renesas, and then 2 years with the US-based company called Broadcom. And then 2015, I then started as an entrepreneur. So I have been a bit more than 5 years an entrepreneur, and really focusing on IoT technologies. And I'm sure that I get the opportunity to explain a little bit more about that. But this is basically briefly myself. So happy to be here.
Thank you and welcome, and it's just amazing, and I can assure the audience that we'll get to explain to them what is IoT, because sometimes when we have all those new term and technology term, people start to be scared, but there's nothing to be scared about. So I mean, I see that you, Marko, you had a very diverse experience, going from Nokia, which is really, telecom and things, and now you are into pen management. So what was really the breakthrough for you to go now into the healthcare, and what you're doing right now as an entrepreneur? What pushed you to do that?
Yeah, this goes back to my school time when I studied my studies. There was two options. I either actually study medical or engineering, and then I did choose engineering, telecommunication. So that was my choice at that time. But since that, I've been all the time thinking that maybe at some point I will focus on medical side of the things. Even though I don't have a medical degree, but I knew that digitalization nowadays we can do quite a lot. So in hospital environments or hospital settings, there are still quite a lot of manual processes and old-fashioned tools, etc. So I knew that now with the digitalization we can improve the healthcare and do it more cost-efficient manner. So that was basically that. It's all the time back of my head. And then 2015, then when I started as an entrepreneur, then I was seeking, okay, do I have something that I can deliver for medical industry? But unfortunately, I didn't have a proper connection at that time. So then I decided to make my first product, which was again IoT solution, but it was for sport. And I was all the time kind of looking that hopefully some point I can get involved in medical side of the things. And then 2017, I kind of noticed there was an innovation competition organized by Oulu University Hospital, which is a local hospital in Oulu area. It is a very large hospital. And basically, doctors and nurses, they listed 4 major global problems where they were seeking solutions. So they actually brought up one topic, which was the pain management of the child. That actually raised my interest. Okay, they are seeking a solution for pain assessment, automatic pain assessment solution. And I investigate this topic a little bit, that there is no such a solution available on market. And I was really surprised because, you know, people have been on the moon and done all kind of weird things, but they have not invented a solution for the pain management. And then I kind of decided this is my opportunity. So can I actually invent something that will be able to automatically do the assessment of the pain? And then I came with the idea of Kipuwex. And I submitted my idea to Oulu University Hospital. And surprise, I won that competition. So that was a kind of a moment when I got a chance to actually start working on the healthcare.
Wow, that's a story, isn't it? So Titta, what actually, you know, pushed you to join the team? I know it must be very exciting. I mean, when I listened to what Marko was saying, so what really ticked, you know, for you to say, okay, that's the team that I want to join?
Well, yeah, I'm really wholeheartedly with the Kipuwex team, and I have to thank Marko for the honor and for the opportunity to join the Kipuwex team. And well, if I go back to time when we met through international investors, and this company Kipuwex immediately caught my interest already at that time, and it's just a wonderful, innovative medtech company, which I think has so much to offer for the world. And as the pain management is really my issue with my own severe traumatic experiences also, and different kind of experiences, I'm finding always my own coping methods actually to cope with the pain, and I have done that. But I think we all need external help, and this is which can heal you. Then this can be like a new beginning for the people when you accept external help, and this is what Kipuwex is giving. Helpful solutions for the pain management.
Fantastic. And it's good. I mean, at least, you know, you've experienced it yourself and find a solution, which means that, you know, that's something that actually work. And that's what, you know, people really look for. Yeah. So we're going to have a small break to show one of your video, and then we'll come back to know exactly what your company in detail. You can explain to us what your company is doing, and give us, you know, all the highlights that are necessary for us to know exactly how, you know, you providing solution to people who are suffering from pain, how they can measure the pain and how they can manage the pain. So don't go anywhere, please, everybody. I hope you have your pen. I hope you have your paper, and that because there's going to be, like I said, a lot of information, and you don't want to leave the platform without those information. But before we go to this stage, let's have a short break.
Millions of babies receive medical treatment every day. Unfortunately, pain plays a significant role in most of the cases. For decades, the medical community has been looking for an effective way of measuring pain and distress in children. IoT technology has now made it possible to develop Hipaawex. the first device that effectively measures distress in children using sensor data and smart algorithms. Kipuwex lets you know how much distress the baby is feeling at any moment, whether the painkillers are working, and ultimately, how to treat them better. A baby can't tell if it hurts, but Kipuwex can.
So what is Kipuwex? And so can you explain? I know it can take a long time, but at least, let us know exactly what Kipuwex does and how, they come about, helping people who have pain and to really relieve them and make sure that they can manage this pain that they're suffering from. So Marko, let us know a little bit about it.
Okay. Yeah, so maybe a little bit, I will kind of address this from different angles. So this is kind of, I will tell you a story that how we have been developing and where we are at the moment in terms of developing the solution. So as I said, we won the innovation competition, and then that was a kickoff for the company. And we got the luxury to work very closely with nurses and doctors from hospital. So it's very essential when actually developing something that you can do it together with the customers. And in our case, we got extremely good support from doctors and nurses from Oulu University Hospital. Mm-hmm. And all the time when we developed, we got feedback from them. And after first 6 months, we got our initial prototype. Kind of, it didn't work properly, but it was good enough that we got the confidence that it's going to work, even though we knew that it's long journey. Developing a medical device, it's typically 3 to 5 years journey at least, and it's damn expensive also. But then we actually have iterated. We have now done 4 or 5 different prototypes, and the final version is pre-production version. Mm-hmm. And on this journey, when we actually started the development, we already realized in the very early phase that we need to be able to integrate so many biomarkers in such a tiny device. So actually, I have the device here. It's
wow, it's
tiny
quite
device.
Small, yeah. Mm-hmm.
It is, yes. Mm-hmm. So then, during the development phase, we noticed that actually this is not only a pain assessment device. This is really a patient monitoring device. We measure, or we have 11 biomarkers in total in the device. So we actually consider that this is a patient monitoring device with the ability to measure the pain. So this is how we declare ourselves nowadays, not only as a pain assessment device. And obviously, pain is very difficult to quantify. So, and how people actually try to, determine whether the baby is in pain or not. So they take several factors into account. So first, they actually look at physical factors like heart rate, ECG, respiratory rate, temperature, etc. And each parameters will have value. Let's say that heart rate 2 points, temperature 1 point, respiratory rate 2 points, calculating that. Okay, say 17 points. They look from the paper or the manual pain scale that 17 points equals 7 in pain from scale 0 to 10. And in order to be able to do that, then the baby needs to be hooked up in several different machines. It's really kind of manual. They need to observe all these readings from different machines. So they get the physical parameters from several different machines. In addition to those physical parameters, then they actually are observing the baby, how the baby is moving, and also crying. Typically, when baby is in pain, crying is playing important role. They also give points for crying and movement, and then they calculate or check out from the table that 17 points equals 7. So it's actually a combination of 2 things. It's a behavioral factors plus physical factors combined. And obviously, music is coming through. So it's basically physical and behavioral factors combined. And it's really time taking, and it's a manual process and also subjective. And then we actually wanted to do everything in automated fashion. So we actually measure all the same parameters, these physical parameters, and also behaviorals. So we analyze crying, we analyze movement, and we analyze respiratory rate, ECG, heart rate, temperature, and all that is in the same package. And then we have our own proprietary algorithms. So algorithm is looking the correlation between those signals. And then the algorithm will determine the pain level from 0 to 10. So this is kind of short explanation that how this device works. So everything is packed in this single device.
So this device is basically taking all the information from the behavioral and then the actual measurement, and then there's an algorithm that is integrated in the machine to calculate all of this. So if I understood it really well, wow, that's really innovative. And what is the rate of success in terms of the diagnostic with this little device? Is it always on point, or is it something that sometimes you have to readjust in a way? How does it work?
Yeah, so basically there's an ECG pad. So this is the device itself, very lightweight. And then you attach the sticker. There's buttons. You just clip this, and then you remove the sticker. And then it will be put on the chest of the patient.
Oh, okay. All right.
And then basically you can monitor all these parameters with the mobile application or web application. So you can actually use it whenever you want to actually look any of these parameters, or if you want to look at pain, then you just put the device on. And you can use it up to 24 hours as of now. And then you need to recharge. There's a USB-C type of recharging port. This is a rechargeable device. Of course, the stickers are disposable, one-time use only.
So I mean, it measures the pain, and you know exactly where you stand. So what's the next step when you have all this data from the device? What's the next step? How do people or the medical industry use that to help anybody that's suffering from pain?
Yeah, maybe I address this again from different angle. So why pain management is so important, especially for babies. The fact is actually that around 20% of entire population is suffering from the chronic pain. And the chronic pain itself, it costs in US only around $600 billion every year. So chronic pain is really costs a huge amount of money for the society. But this chronic pain, where it comes from, of course, there might be several reasons why people are suffering from the chronic pain. It can be that there has been a surgery, and the consequence of that is that the person is getting chronic pain. Or it can be also that when the person was baby, and at that age, the pain was not treated properly. So it's very crucial for babies to be able to treat the pain timely manner. So if the baby is continuously suffering from the high pain, then it can cause lifelong trauma, disorder in development, meaning mental problems, or the pain may become chronic. So this is really going to where the chronic pain is initiated. It could actually be initiated when the person was a baby. And obviously, what is more miserable to see than crying or baby in pain.
Mm-hmm.
And also one additional thing about baby in pain. So obviously crying is playing a very important role. Typically when baby is in pain, baby will start crying. But if the pain is increasing to a certain level, let's say, for instance, level 8, then actually at that moment, baby will stop crying. And that is really kind of a moment when a lot of misinterpretation is done, that, okay, people understood this situation that baby is no longer, there is no problem because baby is not crying any longer. But this is really a fatal moment when the pain should be treated properly. And if that happens a few times, then the consequences are very fatal. And also, typically in hospital settings, it's like I said, it's very time-consuming to measure the pain, manually. And when they come in the conclusion that the baby is having a pain of 6 or 7, then the painkiller is, for instance, given, but they hardly have any time to follow up whether the painkiller is working or not. So the doctors and nurses are so busy that they hardly have any time to do the follow-up. So with our device, they can immediately kind of see how the pain is developing, and when the painkiller is given, to see that actually pain is going down.
So they can monitor. So is it just, do you only focus on babies right now, or do you also use the device with different other community adults or the youngster? Or is it something that you do by steps, so starting with baby and then going to the next level? How does it work? What's your strategy?
Yeah, so regarding our strategy, like I said, this is not only pain assessment device. We have all these 11 biomarkers, and especially in developing countries, they are lacking monitoring devices simply because they are very expensive, and also they are very big boxes. They are not portable, etc. So there's a huge business potential in developing countries for monitoring device without the pain assessment part. But then the pain assessment is obviously a global problem everywhere. So we will first launch this product as a monitoring device, and in the second phase, we include the pain calculation algorithm. And for pain algorithm calculation, it's a very good question whether it will work for everyone. Unfortunately, not yet. So we focus first on babies, or let's say children under the age of 7. And after that, we will try to get this working also for adults. So, like I said, we measure behavioral and physical factors, and all these factors are not that we currently have in the device are not applicable for adults. So we are not entirely sure whether with our existing solution we can measure the pain of the adults. But anyway, we will address that later. But our initial focus is the babies.
It's baby. Okay, it's a step approach and strategic. And of course, you need to make sure that the first product works before you can go to the next level. So we're gonna have a small break again and have a commercial, and we will be back to learn a little bit more about what you do. Obviously, there's the pain management, but it looks like you have other product as well and services that we really want to know about. So let's have a break, and we'll be back in few minutes. So we are back. We are back with Titta and Marko. And just for you, Titta, I mean, have you had the opportunity to experience, the devices or any of the product that, Kipuwex is actually promoting? What was your experience?
Yes, of course I have experienced it, and for Kipuwex device, I would say that this is this amazing device as it's wireless. I was inside in one program where we were measuring different biomarkers, but that device was having so many wires and it was much more bigger, and so I can see so many benefits with the Kipuwex device comparing to other devices which are on the market. But what I'm feeling very excited is the pain care mobile application, which is other solution from Kipuwex for pain management. And it's a technical app, but I think it's much more than the technical app. And I really love the pain care mobile application because it has given me so much help. As I have suffered 15 years of traumatic flashbacks. So, and as we know, we all have our struggles in our lives. We all have our shares of different forms of pain. But what I have noticed with the pain care mobile app, when I'm able to express my pain and not to keep it inside me, it relieves stress, mental pressure. And also I feel important to go through the pain in different categories. I mean, with many senses, and typically it's form of trauma treatment, but I think it's a great way to deal with all sorts of pain experiences. What I mean is that with the pain care, we can see our pain when we record our pain experiences. When we paint our pain areas in the app and explain our symptoms. Also when we read, when we write, or when we make voice input, they all affect into different parts of our mind. Unlocking and making it easier to handle our pain experiences, I think.
And that's it, because I like the fact that you're saying that, normally you would have all kind of wire all over the place, and here you have this small device recording everything and calculating everything for you. So in a way, it helps you, mentally to be a little bit more relaxed and less stressed, because otherwise, when you see all those, things all over your body, it's another, level of stress that actually add to the pain that you're going through. And it can be very, very deterring and even scary at some point. So so
and, when I was using this other medical device, I had to use it for 3 days non-stop. So it meant I had that also during my sleep, and it was really difficult to sleep as there were so many wires everywhere. So this small device without wires is just amazing.
Okay. All right. So, I mean, Marko, you mentioned that you have products that can help as well in the developing countries, and we have a lot of auditor from people in our audience who actually live in developing countries, and particularly in West Africa. So, what are the key things, the key services that you think your company can offer at this point, because it might be really interesting for them?
Yeah, so let's put it so that when we actually started the development of the device, and we were planning to actually focus on the pain calculation only and not launch as a remote monitoring device. But we were contacted people from developing countries that actually were looking this kind of solution that they are lacking in those countries. that we are interested in all these biomarkers you have integrated in the device. And there's a huge business. And I wanted to see that with my own eyes. So actually I went to Pakistan and visited 5 different hospitals where we demonstrated Kipuwex. And it was kind of a really eye-opener for me to see that they are really desperate need to have a device like Kipuwex there. It's kind of a very compact device and wireless and affordable. And that is why basically we see the bigger opportunity in those countries. And because of COVID-19, basically we have not been able to travel and visit customers and basically in the last 12 months. So we've been forced to think about that, how we can actually spread the awareness of Kipuwex now because we cannot travel. And now we have established a network, so-called hub network around the world, which consists of around 40 countries and 140 partners, mainly in developing countries. So they are kind of our agents and distributors. So when you are introducing a leading edge technology, you cannot sell that as a catalog item. You need to be able to demonstrate. You need to actually show customer that this is better, or at least raise the interest from the customer. And only way to do it is to meet the customer and show it. And we have managed to set up the network which consists of these partners. And with the help of them, we will basically start delivering products to customers as soon as we have got the final certificates. Obviously, the development part is completed, and we just need to get the medical certificates so that we can start delivering the final product to customer. That is basically where we are at the moment in terms of our development.
Which is because I know that it can be huge, in developing countries, and especially in West Africa, where especially with the babies and young children, to have a device like that to save life, because a lot of children die, they are in pain, we don't really know what's going on, and this device can help really a lot of hospital to really save those lives. When we started, you talked about IoT. So just to open up a little bit about this subject and explain to our viewer, what is IoT and how do you use it in your business and to really serve your customers?
Yeah, I'm happy to explain, but I forget to mention one important thing, that the situation is such that around 3.7 billion people still do not have access to essential health services, mainly in developing countries. So that is a clearly kind of indicator that they are lacking devices. Of course, they are lacking also personnel and hospitals, but they are lacking the devices as well. So this is a great opportunity. But then the IOMT, what did that stand for? It's a Internet of Medical Things.
Oh, okay.
So I will explain the concrete terms. So last 10 years or so, we have seen huge amount of digitalization and progress, good amount of innovation. So 10 years ago, approximately maybe 15 years ago, if you think about kind of what the mobile phone today consists of, 10 years or 15 years ago, you had a separate GPS device. You had obviously mobile phone, then you had alarm clock, you had other devices. And then basically industry started to move a direction that all these different devices will be integrated into one. So basically all these devices are available already on the latest mobile phones. But in medical business, we are still pretty much in the same situation, that there's a separate device for this purpose, separate device for that purpose, and separate for that purpose. And now, obviously, they are getting smaller. And next step is that they all get integrated into one. And this is exactly what we have in Kipuwex. We have actually managed to integrate so many devices into one single tiny package. So this is how we see the future, where the industry is going. The Internet of Things means specifically that there's a lot of sensors in the device, and the device itself is connected always to Internet, so that you can remotely see what's going on. And that is why we also, I introduced Kipuwex as a remote monitoring device. So today, these big monitoring devices, they are exactly there where the patient is, next to the patient actually, these big boxes. And the doctors and nurses, they need to go physically where the device is, check the readings from the machine. So 99% of the time, the system is running there, but nobody is actually watching the readings. So in our case, people don't need to go where the device is. They actually can remotely look all these biomarkers. So meaning all the doctors and nurses, they don't need to walk in the same room where the patient is located. And also in COVID-19 situation, that's a big risk, because they put themselves in great danger by going to the same room where the COVID-19 patient is located. But now with the remote monitoring devices, they can actually monitor every single parameters remotely. Doesn't matter where the patient is located. And actually it doesn't matter whether doctors and nurses are in the hospital either. If hospital IT system allows, they could even monitor these patients from their own home. Or the patient, they don't need to be in the hospital. The patient can be at home as well.
This is really revolutionary. This is really revolutionary, I think. And like you said, in this time of COVID, where you need to do social distance and things like that, it's really help you to continue to, to address, the problem of your patients. And how does, it work? Is it because I'm mainly thinking about, in the developing country where the internet is not always, up to the task. So do you use battery to put into this device? What is powering the device itself?
Very good question. So the device itself has a Bluetooth connection. There is no Wi-Fi or cellular network. It has only a Bluetooth connection. So the device will connect to mobile. There's a Bluetooth connection. And then when you're actually able to see all the measurements on the mobile phone, then at the same time, the mobile phone will act as a gateway and send all data into the cloud. This is one way to use Kipuwex. Some customers, hospitals, they don't want to use mobile phone. Then we have actually developed our own proprietary gateway. So the device will connect automatically to nearest gateway, and gateway will send all data into the cloud. But there's a Bluetooth connection. Why we have chosen Bluetooth connection for this is that it's a very low RF signal, radio frequency, compared to cellular network or Wi-Fi. It's much stronger. And obviously we want to kind of use the minimum amount of energy when we send the information, especially when this is very close to patient. We don't want to use Wi-Fi or cellular network for that. That is why we have chosen Bluetooth. And also Bluetooth is good because it's consuming very little power. So we can have a very long lifetime for the device.
Okay, all right. So that's good, because I was thinking about, especially in the developing countries, the power. There's a power gap. That's a big, deep power gap. So it might be difficult. But then if they can use their mobile phone and it's Bluetooth, then it makes things very easy for them, because they use their phone all the time. So fantastic. This is really revolutionary. And I hope that the audience got the opportunity to really write for everybody who's gonna. It looks like a lot of the people are gonna watch this in replay, and please, don't hesitate to ask any question. And really, if you want more information, please get to me, or we can get I can connect you directly to Marko or Titta to see, what they can do for you, especially if you have somebody in your family or yourself have, a pen problem, or, and especially babies and children, if you have children in your family or in your entourage that needs, the support. So we will be back again. We'll have our last break, and we will be back for the last part of the show. It has been full on in terms of information, but I'm really happy I got to have you talk about what you do, because I didn't actually know that a company like that existed. So really happy to have you. And so we will be back for the last part of the show. So don't go anywhere. We're coming back in few minutes. So we are back. We are back with Marko. Marko is the managing director of Kipuwex. And if you're just joining us, Marko is based in Finland, and we have Titta. Titta also based in Finland. She is the marketing manager of the same company. So, I mean, you're doing some fantastic things, and really making an impact with what with this new device, and with in the field of healthcare and pen management specifically. So what is really what is your dream in a way, with this? What's, to what extent, are you dreaming of going with all of this?
Well, we have set a mission and vision for the company, and if I share our vision, it is basically to become a leading company in pain management domain. So hopefully we are able to achieve that. This is where we are targeting, and I think we are on the good path, and certainly with our partners and with our capable team, we are able to tackle this challenge, and then as a next step, then hopefully we can also do something for the adults as well.
That's fantastic. And Titta, because you are part of this dream, you are part of all this exciting journey. So
Yeah.
what is really your the legacy in a way that you want the mark that you want to leave through being part of this organization?
Well, I think the healing is wonderful thing, and because I got so much help with the Kipuwex solutions, and I feel myself I have healed, so and I feel good. So I just want to help other people, as it's really rewarding to see people getting help and bettering the healthcare globally.
So and that's important. I think sometimes we forget that the healing is not far. I mean, there's always a solution somewhere, and people just need to sometimes get out of their own environment and try to look, a little bit further. And I think a lot of people are not actually looking toward Finland right now. So it's really a good thing that we've been able to have you to talk about this important work that you're doing, and this important, impact that you're bringing, to community, and especially, with babies where, they can't talk, they can't do anything. So this is a way for them to save their life in a way, because sometimes the pain can be fatal, and really, bring solution to the world, and an easy solution. In a way, it might be very hard to come up with that, but at least, for the user, it's, it's easy to use, and pretty easy to get, the data, and finally manage and find a solution to their pain in this case. So I mean, we are at the end of the show, but I don't want to leave the show without asking you if you have a particular message to anyone that is listening right now, before you leave, you leave this platform.
Well, maybe I just repeat our slogan here.
Mm-hmm.
Only identified pain can be treated.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we have now focused on the Kipuwex device, which is, of course, our main focus. But as a company, we have also developed something else, which is for those who are suffering from chronic pain. So we have developed a separate application called Pain Carer. So background. So those people who are suffering from chronic pain, they need to actually currently kind of note down everything related to pain, when they have had pain, what type of pain, how much pain, what kind of treatment they are taking, what has happened between doctor visit, what is making pain worse and better. They need to do that manually. Most of these patients, they don't take any notes. And then it's impossible for experts, pain experts, to find right type of medication because they don't understand the entire pain journey. So with our application, they can actually capture all essential events from the pain. So basically those things that they currently list down in the notebook, we actually capture everything with the application. And we have just launched this product. So it's now available in Google Play, and during next week it will be available in Apple Store. But this is an add-on. It's not our main focus. Our main product is still a Kipuwex device, but as a company, pain is very close to our heart. We want to offer basically as many solutions as possible for those people who are suffering from the pain. Not only chronic pain, not those who are suffering from acute pain, but eventually we want to be able to provide solution for everyone.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for all of this and for everything that you do. And Titta, what is, any last word that you want to, leave the audience with? And obviously after that, where people can contact you and get more information on Kipuwex.
Yeah, so I always want to think the positive way. And I would like to say to all of the people that don't be alone with your pain. Give yourself a chance to heal and to express your pain. As I could refer the pain management to a lifelong learning within yourself. So just allow and accept to have external help as it's for your own good. And Kipuwex has the solutions.
Fantastic. So how do we get in contact with you? Any contact name, first contact name, website, email, or any, contact that you want to leave us with, so that anybody who wants to learn more about Kipuwex get, to connect or have a look and see how they can get the service if that's what they're looking for.
Yeah, I think we are present in all the media, so people can actually go to LinkedIn or our homepage or Facebook, Twitter, and then basically contact persons are listed there. So I'm happy to be contacted by anyone in terms of possible cooperation, possible investment, becoming a customer, whatever. So individuals who want to know more, we are happy to answer.
Fantastic. So thank you to you two for this amazing conversation and all the insight that you shared today. To the audience, I hope that you've taken the notes and you happy with what you had, but don't keep it to yourself. Please share. These are really good information, and this is real innovation coming, from Finland. So don't hesitate to share and to talk about Kipuwex. And if you need to connect, if you want to use the service, or like Marko was saying, become an investor, collaborate, whatever it is, please connect with them. And if you can't, you can always talk to me and I'll connect you. So thank you so much, Marko and Titta, for your time and for taking the time to explain to us what you're doing in the field of healthcare, and particularly in pain management. I think those are information that we don't always get. And I must say, the audience, when they're gonna replay this, they'll get the value. And it's really important to have this information shared all over the world. So thank you so much, and have a great day. And really, commend you for all the work that you're doing. And you're probably gonna hear a lot more people. We're gonna have a lot of people connecting with you and asking a little bit more information. Thank you so much. It's been a real pleasure to have you on the Greatness Engineering Hour show. And for the audience, see you next week with some new guests. We've started the year and it's rolling out. So see you next week again for another episode of the Greatness Engineering Hour show. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.